Hello everyone, Jacquie Edwards here for Live at Lunchtime. Thank you so much for joining me today. And yeah, I'm quite proud of myself because I'm here and I'm on time today. I've been a little off the last couple of weeks, so hopefully I'm getting back on track now. So welcome to, I think it's Wednesday today. I'm a bit lost lately. So welcome to Wednesdays, Live at Lunchtime. Today I wanted to talk a bit about kind of a sales thing. So what is your value? So I get a lot of people asking, there's a variety of questions around this, kind of from the rent to rent side and just property and business in general is, why from rent to rent is why would a landlord do this? Why would a landlord, do rent to rent with me? Couldn't they just do this on their own property? The same with an agent. Why would the agent work with me? Couldn't they just do it on their own property? And even when people are looking to buy properties, they're wondering, well, why would somebody sell their property for a discount? And what you've got to do and what your job is as, a business person, as a property investor, and whatever you're doing is you've got to show that other person your value. So that's where your profit comes from. So in a rent-to-rent situation, sure, the owner could go and they could multi-let their house or they could run it as service accommodation and, make the same amount of money that you would. But lots of them aren't going to. So it's showing them why they should choose you to do it for them and what value you can add to them and into their lives. So it's really understanding what that owner, what that landlord, what your client's purpose is, what their problem is, what they need to get fixed, and showing them how you can solve that problem and how you can add value to their lives. So the profit that you make from any deal, any property deal, any business deal is basically your payment for the value that you've added to the other person's life. So the more value that you can add to somebody else's life, the more money you're going to make. So when you're thinking of working with, a property owner, when you're thinking of working with a business client, a joint venture partner, the things that you should be thinking of is, how can I best serve this other person? What can I do to add value to their life? Because that's how you're going to get your profit. That's how you're going to make anything that you do for them worth value, is understanding what they need. So it's kind of a different way of thinking of things, because a lot of people, when they're looking at rent-to-rent deals, they want to say, well, how much of a discount should I be offering, or how much is my minimum profit I should make, and how much should I get, and what about me. And most people I see in business and in property investing, they're so focused on what they're getting out of a deal and how it's going to impact them, instead of thinking of all the other people involved. So first you need to think of, your client. Is that the person you're buying the house from, or the person you're renting the house from, or the agent in the middle? How are you solving their problems? How are you making things more easy for them? And you also have to think of it from your tenant's point of view as well. So if you want to get more money from your tenants, you need to be adding more value to their lives. So, and that doesn't mean you need to spend more money, but, are you giving them, are you talking to local employers and getting discounts for them? Are you adding that little bit of color, that little bit of excitement, that little bit of ease into their process as they, sign up and do their referencing? How are you adding value to these people so that you can get paid? Because the more value you add, the more that you can get paid. And if you're struggling to close deals, if nobody seems to want to work with you, then you need to look at your language and the way that you're speaking to them and think, am I focused on them and what they need and what they're going to get? Or am I only focused on what I'm getting? Or even, are you only focused on what you're giving? Because when you only use the kind of I and me language, I can give you this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, they're not hearing. Most people want to hear themselves. They want to hear their name. They want to hear what they can get. They don't really care about you. So even if you're saying, I can give you this, they want to hear more, you will get this, not the kind of I and me part of it. So it's really having that big switch in your mindset to focusing on them and showing them what they're going to get out of it, and making sure they understand the value that you can provide by showing them how they're improving their lives and how they're profiting from the deal, because not everybody is looking for a financial profit. You need to find out what they're looking for so that you can make that bit of financial profit on your side and still give them what they're looking for to make them happy. So hopefully that was helpful. Thank you, Barney. Yes, it's Wednesday, and thanks for letting me know that was good advice. That's what I wanted to share today, because that's one of the things I'm getting a lot of questions about in all different aspects and from different people in different businesses, even outside of property. And yeah, that's one of the kind of first things that I had to learn. Even as far back as when I started my accounting consulting. And I think one of the first job interviews I did when I wanted to leave my corporate job was to be a consultant. And I went to the interview and they asked me what I was doing, and I basically said, "Oh, I don't like my current job. I'm looking for something else." And all I talked about was me during the interview, and I talked about what that company was going to give to me instead of me explaining to that company how I was going to help them. The feedback I got from my recruiter after was basically said just that. The company basically saw that I was using them as a stepping stone out of my old job, and what they were looking for was somebody that could actually provide value to them and help them. So this is important information in everything that you do, whether it's in your job and maybe you want a raise. You need to go to your boss and show him how you can add value to his life, to your company, because you can't just go and ask, "Hey, I want a raise. I've been here for a year. I think it's time for a raise now." It's showing how you've added value in that year and how you're going to continue to add value to the company and to the other people you're working with. And that's how you can earn more money. So, thank you very much for joining me. I will be back tomorrow. I'm heading to Swansea again, so it'll depend on my timing of everything, but I should be back tomorrow, and I will see you again for another Live at Lunchtime.